Okay, so today I want to talk about how we can make our kids more successful readers and more confident in what they're doing and enjoy reading a little bit more. So first off, first thing I do is I have my magic wand, or you can use a colored pen. Everything is colored pens in our house. Or in my case, I have what is called the bouncing ball, and it makes a little sound. It's just a pencil. For boys, you can probably, find an unsharpened pencil, and maybe they have Star Wars or Transformers or whatever popular cartoon is for the moment. But this is just in the party section. I'm sure they have something in the party section for boys. So what we do is we take our text, our book that we're reading, and the child could read and point. So they can point and read as they go. Or you can do the pointing and the reading. And what happens is that they're holding the pointer, I have my own pointer. And if they get the word incorrect, they read it wrong, I tap the page, and they know that means they need to reread the word. Or I use words like try again. I try to use not too negative of words, but again, they point and they read. What is great about this is it helps them follow along and it keeps them on track. Or if you're doing it, it definitely keeps them on track. Love doing that. In their books. So another thing that you could do, say you have a text, especially if you own it, don't do this to library books, and the text is really close together, what I do is I highlight every other sentence or every other line, and again, they're able to track it a little bit easier. And what happens if you come across text that has a lot of hard words? Often what I'll do is, these are comprehension, because comprehension is so important when we're reading. These are comprehension readings, and then they answer a question. I'll pre-read it, and I'll find words that I think that my student will stumble on, and I create flashcards, of course, and then we read them beforehand. I say stomach, she says stomach, or actually it's stomachs, and she rereads the words to me, and we'll do that maybe one or two times. We'll find the words, we'll read them, and then she'll go back and she'll read it, and she might not stumble as much in the text because she's already read the word today. Another thing that we do is we really utilize technology in our house. I love audiobooks, and I even love radio shows more than I love television. So one thing is we take our iPad, and we have what is called, it's called Overdrive on my iPad. You just download it. It's called Overdrive. I don't know if you can see that. And you put in your library that you have a library card too. I don't know if you can see that. I happen to have Alameda County Library in there. I usually use a county library over a city one because they have more book options. And I download an audio book, and I could just push play.
Chapter 7.
And it'll read
Blizzard.
it to my child. And you can have the hard copy book. And what they do is, as it's playing, they're following along in the hard copy book. Say you don't want to get the hard copy book, and you're actually able to download the book to your Kindle. So I could take this same book and download it to Kindle and push play and read along with my story as the reader is reading it. And I have it on black screen, white words for a reason. It's actually easier to track the words on the black screen. When it is on the white screen, it's actually a lot harder to follow along. There's kind of a glare. It does not work well. With dyslexics, they actually do better with colored paper or even colored backgrounds. So we do the black with the white words, and of course you can make them as bright or not as bright as you want. I tend to read at 11:30 at night because it's my only personal reading time that I have. So I do that. They also have what is called playaways at your library, where it's or you can get it on your audiobook on CD. But the playaways, you stick your earphones in, you push play, and again you read along with the hard copy of the book. And have your student read along with the story. If you have an ADHD kid, do this at night before they go to bed. It's something about it, just really calms their mind. It gets them ready for bed and actually helps them to sleep better. Another thing that I do is I have utilized, again, I utilize my iPad for a numerous amount of things, and one of the things that I do is I record my daughter's history books. So she's reading, you know, maybe it's, you know, American history, and reading it is really difficult for her. And so what I do is every night I might read a chapter, and I use just like a voice app. They're free on my phone. A lot of times your computer might have something that you can record it, and I record me reading the chapter, and I download it to a private YouTube page, and you can just list it as private. It's just between you and your kid. And so my daughter will come through and she will listen to it on YouTube. So she will open up her history book, and she, will go to YouTube, and it looks like this. That's just called Record Voice Pro. And she'll push play, and this screen will pop up. It's the only thing that she sees, and what will happen is she'll read along with it. And again, she's pointing, so she's hearing the history, she's seeing the history, and she's technically reading it. It makes her a stronger reader in the long run. I wanted to mention a radio program. It's called Adventures in Odyssey, and you can go to witsin.org. and you can download free episodes or push play, and you get a free episode. I think it's every week or every day there's a new episode. But what I love about this program is, number one, it has great morals. There's always a lesson to be learned. And there's a character, his name is Eugene. He's extremely smart, and he uses really big words. He never uses the banned adjectives like good and ugly and pretty, but he uses, you know, new words that replace those words, and that's what I love about it, because my kids will walk around talking like Eugene. Again, you want to have your child reading, following along with a book above their grade level, because they're going to come across words that they've never even heard before or read, and it almost is, it's harder when you're having to stop and explain what that word means. But if they get it beforehand, they're reading it before, then it's just very helpful. So I hope that this helps you to have, again, a fun time reading. It's great when my daughter reads her book and she follows along with it. Her and I are usually sitting in her bed or on the couch, and I'm sitting next to her, and she kind of snuggles with me and she follows along, and it tires her out. It's great. So thank you very much. I hope this helps.